Hey you,
Hey,
how you been?
good. How are you?
Pretty good. I got a really important question to ask you.
Oh yeah, what's that?
Okay, so I did try to defend you. I went live and Tim came and blew it up and everything, and I told you minutes was in our ear. I've been getting hit up and people been saying shit in my comments lately. April G reached out and a couple others. Did Menace tell you me and Tim set him up to record you?
Wait. What are you? What do you mean? I walked away from YouTube shit essentially
I know.
several months ago, so I'm a little confused as to what's even happening.
All right. Well, somebody decided to leak some shit about MTP's core group. Menace's top three is Trauma chose him and his brother, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, his brother was on trial. He told everybody different stories. We were told it was about pictures of kids. Turned out to be the neighbor, so he was found not guilty. I was like, okay. Come to find out, there was a couple girlfriends that were dating Anna Tranny with KSN, his brother.
Do what?
That he, yep. And I got the receipts, girl, because he's been talking shit for a year, as you know. When he started apologizing to you and everybody, we haven't said shit. We've been letting it go because I can prove he lied about everything, but I just let it go. And all of a sudden, somebody that was in their camp, whatever happened, they finally started getting clean and sober and going to therapy with their own trauma. And KSN was on trial for 9 charges of molesting and raping of his 2 little girls that were 6 and under.
Well, that sounds
Why?
wild.
Listen, while his wife was 7 weeks pregnant. Now, you're going to be like, that does sound wild, right?
Yeah.
So he goes to court. Menace and his parents spend $50,000. He gets off. Well, Menace said he was found not guilty. He slipped drunk last night and said, I got the paperwork dismissed with prejudiced. That means, well, anyways, before all that, so as he's in these, she calls me and wants to talk. And I'm thinking she just wants to tell me Menace is talking shit. And I'm going to be like, it's been a year. I just don't fucking care. I'm not been in the drama. I tried to get Tim out of it with the upchurch and shit. I haven't gone live and attacked people in a while. I'm just done. And tired of the backstabbing two faces. Well, she tells me all this shit. She goes, I got to talk to you. She hits me. I said, well, hit me up on IG if you need to talk to me. So she called me on the 22nd.
And who
Tells
is
me
this?
that I want you to know that KSN, are you there?
Yeah. Who's this that you said that
Okay.
hit you up like that?
KSN molested his kids.
Can you hear
You
me?
good?
Yeah. I said,
Yeah.
who is it that called you and said all this?
Her name's Muff. She's actually inner
Muff?
core of Muff Pie. You know who that is?
No, I don't, but that's a very interesting name. I don't know that I would refer to myself as Muff Pie, but go ahead.
She's a lesbian. She's a lesbian artist, and she's been part of MTP for 5 years. That's how we met her. She was on the rundown. She's been her and Menace and them have done music and everything together, right?
Right.
So KSN and Menace came up and helped her with the name Muff because she's a lesbian. It's a play on words, okay?
Well, that's
So,
definitely a play on words, but that's still a
oh, it
crazy name
is.
to refer to yourself as.
So she tells me he admits after he's found not guilty that he actually confesses to her that he raped his 2 kids or molested him, and that he had to tell his parents and his brother Matt and all this shit. Anyways, I said, I can't put out this pedo shit. She goes, well, listen to this. He says it's still Matt's fault because Matt raped him. I wait a minute. Who's Matt? She goes, Menace. I'm like, wait a minute. So Menace rapes his brother and his brother rapes his kids. She goes, well, yeah. And I was like, well, I knew Menace was raped by his grandfather. Everybody knows. So you're telling me this now? I said, I'm not putting this shit out. I said, I'm sorry. I don't have receipts. She goes, look, it's been 4 years. Can you give me a little bit? She goes, you know predators. And I was like, well, why are you trying to do this now? He goes, well, with the more he gets in with S&P, Mel and Chad Arms, and he's been making waves, I'm worried about the brand. And now he's going to
So,
concerts and take it.
Question though. Okay, so she's
Go
known
ahead.
about this so she says she's known about this for years, right?
2 years.
Okay.
For 2 years.
But
Yep.
yet she stayed steadily wanting to support and show love and be a part of, right?
Half and half. And I can prove, okay, here's why. She had her own trauma and he came in as a friend. They were best friends and he was the only man that they were in a relationship together. Because don't forget, they found out that KSN loves trannies. He only dates transgender men who are pretending to be women and everything.
And some dyke named Muff Pie is saying that KSN only dates trannies.
No, he dates mostly women, but every once in a while he's into men, and it's usually trans.
And this is what she says, right?
Right now,
I'm just trying to make sure I'm understanding all this. I've walked away from all this shit, and I am completely clueless as to what's even going on.
It's all on my live. It's a 6-hour live. Even Rusty knew about it, and he promoted the live because he said I should put it out based on what he saw. So all of a sudden, she gives me access to her Facebook. Shows where she got Menace and KSN on there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rolling through live, in a recording on StreamYard so everybody can see exactly what we're doing, how we log in and everything. There is all the way scrolled back to 2022. He says and admits that he did it. He's guilty, and he's going to tell Menace and his parents because he's in a court martial with 9 felonies. He's facing Fort Leavenworth while he's in the Air Force. Well, they're attacking his children, calling them liars and stuff. He says, it's all my fault. I should have been honest. We would have never been here. I'm a piece of shit. I can never be forgiven. How the hell does this? Who thinks like this? And he says, to be fair, you could blame Menace. Well, we let that one go for a while, and we're reading, and she goes, are you nervous? He said, yes. And so he disappears. He comes back 6:43 p.m. The dates, timestamps are all there. I scrolled all the way up to 2022 and coming back down, okay? Watching her. We have the receipts. Everything's on record and above, and everything is above board. Well, it comes down and he says, okay. She goes, how'd it go? He said, pretty good. I'm about to tell Matt, which is Matthew, which is Menace. She says, are you worried what he'll say? He said, no, because if so, he'd be a hypocrite. She goes, so she's talking to him. He said, she asked him what he meant. And he says, he did everything to me. And she goes, what do you mean? He said, even penetration. So now that part's not on tape, but he did say in receipts that Menace would be a hypocrite if he got pissed of what he did. So as you go further in, he's sending her texts from his wife's phone to another woman crying about what her husband did. CPER investigated and came back and verified that is the right person, his wife, ex-wife, and the phone number validated everything. She had emails that she sent to him telling him why after he was found acquitted but with prejudice, right? Mm-hmm. Dismissed with prejudice. He shows a statement where he's texting, this is why I got off. My one little girl, they couldn't get 1 minute. I did it. The next they didn't. They couldn't get them. They believed that something abuse happened, but they couldn't verify it 100%. And because Menace had said, look, I have actual voice clips and everything from him saying, look, Muff, I know what KSN told you, but you know what would happen if this got out? We got to forget this ever happened. Pretend it didn't happen. He's even asking her, hey, Killer B is attacking us. He said he got stuff to destroy MTP. Did you happen to tell him about me and my brother? And she said, no, I would never do that. He said, oh, I wasn't accusing. I know that. Trauma has 5 charges and convictions of 5 different women and girlfriends, ex-girlfriends, domestic violence convictions. He's also tortured a 4-year-old and burned them from the waist down. And Menace has known about it. They did an interview and he kept talking for the guy to bring it down, right? So I'm like, I got all these receipts. My gut's in a turmoil. I've been ignoring Menace for over a year of him trashing us, going on Brookie's, telling all these lies. I've documented all the shit that he betrayed us. There's nothing that we did to him. He goes after us because of Larry, because Larry talked about his dead kid.
Who's Larry?
Larry, an artist, supposedly said, fuck your dead kid. And that's what Menace has hated this Larry from True Mob for 2 years. Well, Alpha Tyler goes in and says, me and Larry are cool and we're friends. Do you have the receipt? He says, no, it's on my other laptop and I can't get it charged. He said, well, tell me what kind and I'll send you a cord. No, I got it. So it's okay that Alpha Tyler's cool, that a couple other artists are cool with him. One of his mods who supports him is got Larry modded, but Tim is a dirtbag for dare asking him. So I verified everything. Everything was put out. I mean, it turned the whole community upside down. And like I said, Rusty, Seeper, T-Dam, Roland, we're like, you know what? That is evidence. And it proves KSN molested his kids. After he got off, he confessed. Menace is drunk, running his mouth. He never denied that he raped his brother. And you know what he says? Instead of denying it, he goes, oh, yeah, KSN, give me that booty. And then plays songs of his brother talking about his kids, how much he loves them with their pictures, doxing them. And he's hooked up with Johnny Gobble. So that just tells you a lot. Right? Yep. And Johnny Gobble put a chomo on after knowing the guy was a chomo and admitted and convicted. He took a lesser charge, but the charges were he helped his friend molest and make them do oral sex on 2 15 or 16-year-olds or little girls, something like that. And he was warned not to interview him, but he wanted to take down Larry Del Reed, another music manager who was poking fun at Upchurch, because Upchurch and Johnny Gobble are cool now.
My, how things fucking change when
But, so what I wanted to talk to you about, and even T-Dam, I told her, and she goes, I can't call her for you, but you can tell her, because me and her were on the phone, and I said, how about calling her and seeing, so I text you to see about a 3-way, but it was late last night. She said you wouldn't, so you would be asleep.
Yeah, I do. Well, I do sleeping at night. Night times for sleeping.
I know. So a lot of people have been reaching out to me, some in Creek Squad, some April G, Paula, a couple others. And they're like, even T-Dam. And I was like, is this what everybody heard? So I guess me and you were still, after Tim and Menace went off on their shit, me and you seemed cool because I did try to go live again and defend you and say you weren't a part of this shit. And I'm not the one who brought you in. But I knew that there was so much shit going on with you guys that it was just better that, I just backed off. So I just backed away from the internet. My throat is because I got things going on in real life. All of a sudden, people are telling me what pieces of shit that we start the drama. We even made Menace set you up to call you and record you. Did you hear that? That we're the ones who told him to do it?
I haven't heard anything, but that's crazy. And I didn't say anything crazy on that call that was recorded anyway. So no. I don't know.
Here's the thing you didn't know. Menace is telling other people that that's what we made him call you and set you up. I was like, but that's not what happened. She called him and he called me to get on there. Now, I recorded the whole fucking thing and didn't even remember I did it, because when he called me, I called Sin and he says he's recording Harley and I'm to get up in the StreamYard. He said, Laurie, cover your ass. And I didn't even remember because it's been 18 months. And I happened to bring it up the other day. I was putting stuff in my backup drive. And I was like, what is this eyeball with Harley and Menace? I was like, holy shit, I did record that to prove it. Well, all of a sudden, now that I went after Menace, all his little bitches are coming around saying that, well, you set up your friend Harley for somebody who doesn't start drama. And I'm like, I have never started drama. The shit started with Mike, Tim, over a wrench, and it went into Menace recording Harley and blaming it, and then all that shit. And I said, do not put it out. It had nothing to do with Harley. You guys wouldn't even let me speak. And I got caught up in there, and I lost a friend and all this other bullshit. So, April G, we're all talking the other day about all this shit with Menace and his brother and his team being dirty about wife beater, child beaters, rapists, all this shit. And they're like, well, Laurie, you know, we're all told that you set up Harley. And I was like, I set up Harley? I went live to try to make sure she got out of it. How did I set her up? She would know better after all these years. And they're like, Laurie Menace has been going around telling people. So tonight in my comments section, this bitch is writing, she's Menace's new side piece because, you know, him and his wife mess around. There's even a message from his brother talking about to this girl how Menace's wife tried to hop in the shower and fuck him.
Do what?
Yep.
Okay, and all this is coming from somebody that calls themselves Muff Pie.
Oh, no, it's from their message train. Get this. It is so validated that even his brother won't come on a live and validate him being the truth. They have an excuse. Oh, he's in Florida and he can't get on. The service is bad. I said, do you know how many people are in Florida in this fucking community? That you didn't even try to call your brother on a live that night, listening to our live, you were talking shit. You didn't pick up the phone once and try to call your brother and cuss him out and say, hey, did you tell all these chicks that I raped you? You didn't do shit. All he did was try to smear me and Tim about we're always in the drama. I said, motherfucker, I ain't been in drama in a fucking year. You all keep talking about me, and I've been ignoring everybody. The Littles, the fucking Workivers. I ignore you. None of us. Now, Tim, every once in a while, yeah, but he's staying to the music drama. B. Millie wearing cross-dressing. One of Upchurch's biggest fans that gets shouted out by Ryan got caught with his pictures because of you.
Well,
that's still
all I know is that dude, I got a bunch of pictures of him sent with, well, yes, the pictures that have been described are very valid, and they randomly got sent to me.
Got him.
Okay.
We got him.
Well, that was crazy.
Yeah. Super let me know, and a lot of people seem to get him, and they went everywhere. And he tried to deny it, came back under another account, and there were some troll accounts made, and pictures were popping up, literally, of him sucking that big dildo. And it's like, I'm going to sue. Thanks, Seeper, for verifying Harley. And he's like, I never said that. Everybody was asking him, why would you send pictures to anybody over the internet?
Yeah.
Rookie's she's staying loyal to KSN and MTP, even though everybody in the community pretty much knows that KSN, the only reason you say that you're not guilty. Now, here's the thing. Because he was a victim of menaces and he told multiple people, he talks about all the women and the people on the internet that he talked to. And he talked to her too, that because Menace was always making him feel insignificant toward him. You know, your rapist got that Stockholm. If I leave him, he'll be all alone. But he's a piece of shit. I can't believe he undermines me, but I know I should leave. Menace went live and even said it. He said 2 years ago, he was on the internet in 2023, January, and he's like, fuck you, KSN, at least I don't fuck my kids, molest my kids. Now he's claiming, look, I was a fifth in. I said, you're always a fifth in. Everybody knew you're a drunk who speaks the truth when you get lit and mad. And yeah, it all came out. Bad thing is it dropped in our lap, but he's around all these country rappers trying to get features. And I'm like, do I fucking do this? Because we have past where he's been talking shit about us for a year. And yet we've left him alone, even though I've got a shitload of receipts on all these people. Do I do this again?
No. Okay, so this Muff Pie has known about this since 2022, right?
Yes.
Okay. So
2023.
okay, so we're almost to 2026. So say she's known about this for 2 going on 3 years.
She learned, let's see, she was told in January of 2023 before his trial in
Okay.
February. So yeah,
So
about
she's
2
known.
years. It
Well,
hasn't been.
it's this is December 31st, so it's about to be January 2026. So
It
she's known
still
about
would only
this.
be two,
Well, if she's known
because
about this,
January to
okay, Lori, if she's known about this since
yeah,
January of 2023, 2023 to
yes,
2026 is 3 years. Why did she wait so long to bring it forward to anywhere?
okay. So it's all in the text messages, the thread.
Right. If she had all these text messages and all this
No, no,
proof.
no. Here's why she didn't. She is a trauma victim herself. She was also a raging alcoholic because of it, and her and him trauma bonded over what happened. So when he comes clean and he tells her what he did, but he plays on her emotion that, look, I know it's no excuse, but I was raped myself by my brother and I didn't know any better. And she's like, he convinced her he was getting help. Look, my wife's forgiven me. And he sent stuff from his wife about talking and stuff. And here she is. She's also an alcoholic. She's battling her demons. This is a trauma connection. Now, there must be another reason. I agree. I don't know what that is, but he holds her up. So then he's got several messages. I'm going to kill myself. I can't do this anymore. I'm going to die. Knowing she was in love with him. And she's like, no, 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 no. Don't kill yourself. We can get through this. You didn't do it. At first, she believed you didn't do it.
Knowing
So
that she was in love with him. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's a
So
big point.
but they worked together though. So it wasn't that he rejected her. She finally blocked him, not the other way around, because she started getting counseling. She went to AA. She went back to the church, and through all of that, she's been finding her strength. But she was also scared of doing it to him and him hurting himself because he used that many times over the last 2 years. She was afraid he would relapse or something else would happen. It'd be her fault. Plus, she's not exactly clean herself after what some of the stuff she went through and was involved with them and being drunk herself. They had her over the belt where they would 1 minute threaten her and then say, oh, we love you. We would never do that. So she was torn. She admits she was weak and she was a sheep, but she also had that trauma bond. And I told her, that's still, for me, when it involves children, I just, look at me. I found out 22nd, and on the 27th or 6th, I was live. And I even put, these are the receipts. Everything I've got. It's for you all to make your own decisions. I can't do it. I just am not going to sit on this because Menace has started taking his brother to these concerts around these children. And if a kid gets hurt, I am not going to be responsible. Now, if you guys want to attack us, but you know what's funny? Ain't nobody in the Workiverse gone live, but they'll go after Chucky or Charlie D for him telling a story. And then they made up that she was a minor. She was 17 when he was 25. And it's like 35 years ago, that was normal. It
Well,
wasn't like today.
I don't know about all that. What I do know is that these
It wasn't
are.
acceptable.
Well, I don't know. I don't know about all the Charlie. I don't know about the Paula. I don't. I've walked
Yeah, I
away from
got
all
you.
the YouTube shit. Like I really, I don't care about it. But what I
Yep.
do know is these are some very, very, very serious allegations that have
Yep.
been that I've heard just in this time that we've been on the phone. Um, and I still don't understand anybody. I don't, regardless of what trauma they've had, or what they've been through, or what demons that they've had. If somebody truly, truly, truly had all this proof for this many years of these kids being harmed, to for them to sit there and hold this information and still, oh, I love you and I got so much, to me it sounds a bit it,
Forget.
it's
Menace and
messy.
them.
It's messy as fuck
It is,
because
but don't. Don't forget, Menace and KSN told her and said they had the records that he was found not guilty. So that's double jeopardy. So what else is she supposed to do? She said, I can't go to the police. I said, and she wasn't a big
But she
presence
kept
on
herself
YouTube.
in that situation for 3 years.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
That's all that
And
needs to, that says enough right there.
You're right. Go watch my live and you'll see.
Because
when I'm talking to her, and I even said, so
it doesn't. There's not enough trauma in this world that is going to make somebody continue to be associated with a child predator if they truly have solid, concrete proof that said person had done said allegation.
But don't forget Stockholm, and we had some pedo
Stockholm, any of it though, Laurie. I'm just saying. I don't care how much somebody hates somebody or how much they dislike somebody. That's some serious, serious, serious allegations that can get people killed and it can ruin their entire lives. So I hope she can really stand on 10 toes when no matter how far it goes, because
finally, and she's going to the police. Her therapist is already involved. And
well, it sounds like she needs some more therapy other than just whatever she's got going on, because she stayed around some alleged child predators for 3 years after she knew about this. Yep. You know, Laurie, it's just like, okay, over the summer, I had a convicted child predator break into my daughter's bedroom window. Do you think I waited on that shit? Hell no.
Oh, no. But you and me are different. She's not a mom at the time. She wasn't a mom. She got married to her girlfriend.
You don't need to be a mom or be a parent or anything like that to do what's right by some kids.
Some just are weak. You know that. Look at all these women who let themselves get beaten and over again, and they don't do anything until they're killed. Some people don't have what you and me have, to stand 10 toes up no matter what comes our way. So she's weak, but she's taking it now that she's finding the strength. But like I told her, I did a 3-hour phone call with her. I did a 4-hour or 6-hour live. I have the receipts on top of receipts. I had Super help verify shit, emails, phone numbers. So she might not have done the right thing, but she had the evidence. And I did the right thing. So she did.
So she's held on to evidence of children being molested and being hurt for 3 years, and she's just as guilty. She's guilty. She's just as guilty as the one supposedly hurting a kid.
I got you, because now, and I agree, and that's why I said I've got these haters, and I'm like, let's see. You know how they get the workyverse and everybody. If they don't like you, they'll suck up to your enemies just to provoke them to keep going, right? That's what they've done to Menace for the last 18 months. He's gone live every night. Said, I'm not about the drama you are. I only play music and have fun. Bitch, you go live. You're so drunk. You go live every night and just talk shit and just berate us. And I've kept him out of it. And I've been offline. I only do 1 or 2 streams with Maka a week, if that. I'm not in Tim's chat most of the time. I'm in nobody else's chats. I ain't been on other people's panels. I lost my thing for YouTube almost. If it wasn't for Maka and Tim, I wouldn't even still be on YouTube. It's just not as fun. It only is fun when I'm with Maka. We've been had our show for over 2 years now, and I enjoy her because we're friends offline too, right? Yeah. And T-Dam and stuff. There's a few that I'm really good friends with, and I stay on because of them and the connection with the IG and stuff. I'm not in group chats. There's been no receipts about me doing anything because they never were. I wasn't in back chats telling people not to fuck with you guys. I never went to Crimson about you and Stacks. I didn't even know about that. In fact, when I heard Loki try to spin that shit, I went to Crimson and said, what the fuck is this shit? He said, I don't know. I've got the receipts. And I'm like, I'm getting blamed for all. I said, you know what? Fuck this shit. If I'm blamed, I'm blamed. You ain't got a fucking receipt. I don't fucking care anymore.
I'm not
going to battle.
It sounds like a bunch of crazy bullshit to me.
It is.
And all I'm getting at is this bitch knew about this shit for 3 fucking years almost, and she did nothing but continue to support it. So she's just as fucking guilty
But that's not what I called you for. That was laying the groundwork. That wasn't. I wasn't trying to put that into you because this has been on my. I broke up in shingles because of this stress of if I knew I was doing the right thing, but it was like I knew the shit that was going to come with it.
Here's my thing about it though, Laurie. Menace has got custody of 4 kids that are not biologically his. That alone right there, for him to be able to do that, that means CPS and the courts have been all up in his business and know every fucking thing about him.
But if your brother raped you and he didn't tell, because see, look, they attack their nephews, and nieces. Why do you think the other siblings don't fuck with Menace and them? They've got the receipts that the parents knew. They knew what happened to Menace. Menace has admitted he was molested, and he never got help. And you see how he drinks every single night, and I think it's to hide it.
I would drink too every night if I lost my child.
Well, that's true, but he was drinking that heavy online before Frankie died. And there's receipts because he was in there and his brother's talking to Muff about how bad Menace treats him, but all the alcohol and stuff. And Menace was on live 2022. Frankie didn't die till 2023 in the summer.
Regardless, what I'm getting at though is if somebody is a fucking weirdo towards kids, there's no hiding that. That's not something that just comes out. There's no hiding that. There's no rehabilitation for that.
If it only happened to your brother and you have been fighting the demons and your parents did whatever they could.
But what I'm getting at is there's going to be some weird shit come out when you're going through an investigation in a case to get custody of kids that are not yours.
From who? If it's your brother, who's going to report you? What other weird stuff if he's never touched anybody else? He even admits it's only his brother. It was only his brother. The brother said it was only with him. There was never anything else, and the parents took care of it. And Menace helped, and there's that. It's just kept in the little family circle. The older siblings left, and in fact, put it this way, she was talking about how one of the nieces was exposed by. He exposed himself to, right? Menace goes live and he says, well, he's live. He says, and you guys better not talk about my niece again because she's got cerebral palsy. Now, how did you know which niece she was talking about unless you knew exactly what happened? Menace, not only, let's say he didn't, we don't have the solid proof, and I put it out there. There's enough. His brother called him a hypocrite if he got mad at what he did. But the point is his brother is a confessed pedo. He told multiple people. He admits he told multiple people, and he named the names. 2 of those people have already taken themselves offline right after he told them. And their channels are still up, and they've been offline, and their posts have stopped 3 years ago. So there's enough there. Everybody said KSN is definite. It's been proven. Now, Menace, there's smoke, but not a definite fire. So nobody's saying he did it. She's saying KSN said it, but KSN never came on alive in 3 days. And now Menace goes out on a community post and says, I'm not going anywhere with this. I'm going back to the music. I'm done with this. Never denied it, never put out a receipt, never did nothing. But for 3 nights, he went live just bashing her, me, and Tim and accused us of shit. Even brought up how I was honest. Everybody knows my daughter got in drugs, and I helped the father get primary custody because I didn't want her around my grandson while she was doing drugs with the wrong people. So I stepped in and did the right thing. He threw it up in my face. He used it as an excuse and never actually brought up anything that was put out that was said by his own brother. He ignored it and concentrated on her phone call that she told me to record. And other than that, he stayed away from the receipts and he shut it down after 3 days. And we just told, even Roland was in our chat doing what I asked him to, spam the chat. And then Roland kept saying this. He said, we're only putting out the facts. Laurie and Tim are. You decide. They are not accusing anybody. But I couldn't risk it. As soon as when I read, I did it, girl. I have to admit something. I did this, and I'm a sick human being, but my daughters have forgiven me. And I read what his wife's texting him. about how she was going to stay with him to protect her girls, but she couldn't lay in bed with him knowing what he did to them. And I was like, that's it. I have to put it out.
I don't know. To me, it sounds like what's involved in this is some very serious allegations. At some point, a sloppy divorce. Somebody that had some affectionate feelings for someone that but it never went their way. And somebody that said on,
he put in there that he loved her, but she saved his life. See, he put out that at first she didn't know. So he was playing on I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to kill myself. I got to tell you something. I did it, but I was a victim of molest myself, and I'm going to kill myself. It's the right thing to do for my kids. If I get convicted, I'm never going to make it. He played on that. So that held her in the beginning. And so it's all weird and freaky. That's not what I wanted you involved in. I wanted to know if you were told or thought, if you believed that, and that's my biggest thing, did you think or were told that I told him to set you up? And you called out of the blue. He couldn't have set you up for me because he didn't call you.
Oh, I know. And I called Menace that night. I know exactly I did. I remember it. I talked to him. No, I haven't been told that. And like I had said before, there wasn't anything that was recorded on that phone call that I wouldn't have said on a panel publicly anyway. So, I mean, was it crazy that it was recorded? The only thing that was crazy that he recorded me on was because it was said, this is just between me and you. This is just between us. But other than that, I mean, I didn't say nothing that I wouldn't have said publicly on a panel. But
you know what's funny, Harley? When he told me, he called me, and I called Sin right after before I even jumped up there. He said, Laurie, you be careful. And you better make sure you cover your ass. I said, I'm going to. And then when he was saying, hey, she's been on the phone for about a half hour, been talking shit about you and Tim. When I got up there, he told me before he lets me unmute my mic. So I muted my mic and he put up the private chat and he was talking about how he believed you guys were trying to set him up and that Mike was involved and that you guys were trolling him. I've got all the private chats where he said that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But here's the catch. I told him, ask her this. I told him when I get up there, I'm going to ask you questions. How she answers them. If you ask these questions, I wanted to see, because I knew if you heard these questions and you answered him, I knew he was full of shit because we already had our doubts. He never once said those questions exactly how I did and the way he put it. But of course, I let my anger get in the way of the other shit. He worded them and would twist the words, skip 3 or 4 words, change the meaning. So when you came back and I was like, it was always like, well, yeah, I understand that, but Tim shouldn't. And I was like, I'm so tired of people always blaming Tim when other people came at him first. And it's like, I let him manipulate me. He manipulated Tim. He manipulated you. And because he set up the phone calls to do this, to make it look like one way, we were on Vinny's panel and he kept bringing it up. And I clearly stated, no, we're not doing this. And then he says, oh, we're doing it. And I says, so I tried to calm him down. I knew it. How about we give me some time? Give me some time. How much time you need? I said, at least give me a couple of days, Menace. And he fucking said, nope, we're doing it. And jumped off of Vinny's panel. And I was like, and when I got up there to try to talk that night, he kept deliberately putting up the screen so I couldn't be heard. He kept 5 minutes, Laurie, 3 minutes, Laurie, 1 minute, Laurie, because he didn't want to. He was setting us up. He was setting you guys up to cause a giant fight. And he got to sit back. And as he watched it go, then he was like, all right, I need the workyverse and everybody on my side so that I can go after them and destroy them.
Who needed the workyverse and everybody on their side?
Huh?
Said who needed the workyverse on their side?
Menace, and I'll show you why. In them chats, he sat there right after his brother lost to Larry in the rundown. He sat there and put a block up there about how Tim says, why are you running us down because your brother lost for a song you did? Your brother's not a diss track rapper. Please quit ruining my brain. Menace starts laughing and put rest in peace, Laurie and Tim. And then within a little bit while longer, all of a sudden, The recording of you comes out. He starts egging Tim on, knowing he lost his brother, and all this shit starts going. Well, when he wanted to go after us after the rundown, we started hearing, oh, I already apologized to this person, and I apologized to this person, and all these people forgave him. And he was telling his story all over how I set you up and how we did this. And then all of a sudden he shows up and he's on Brookie's panel trashing us and making up everything that was him, saying it was us. And I was like, son of a bitch. I knew I was right. And it was him. It was the plot all along.
I don't know. That all sounds crazy to me. It sounds like nothing has changed on YouTube. YouTube is like, well, Laurie, I'm just, man, I really am. I've walked away from all that shit, and it sounds to me like YouTube is like a fucking set of bald tires in the mud, and it ain't going nowhere, and it just keeps spinning the same old fucking bullshit. But the biggest thing is, though, this chick that calls herself Muff Pie, which, come on now, that name alone should say everything that needs to be said. I can't take a bitch serious that calls herself Muff Pie. That's about like taking somebody as serious that draws their fucking eyebrows on. They wipe off with one fucking wet wipe. You just can't take that shit serious. But for her to sit here and have these allegations and want to bring them out almost 3 years after she's supposedly known about them, she's just guilty. If what is being said is 100% true, she's just as guilty. And if she calls the police, she better be able to stand on it and prove it. Because if it comes out that it's not true, that's some serious fucking slander. I don't care who you are. I don't care how.
She already.
I don't care how.
Has been proved.
I don't care how you feel about somebody. I wouldn't say that shit on my worst enemy.
Harlan, let's put it this way. If you heard the phone call, because she had me record it, and it's out there. I literally tell her, wait a minute. First, why'd you come to me? And second, I can't flip this shit out. You ain't got no receipts. Tim was called a pedo. And and he went live and did it. I said, I look how Adam Calhoun's been called a pedo. How the people in Nashville were predators and pedos.
Right. I mean, that shit's nuts. So you can't just go around calling people a fucking pedophile and not having it signed, stamped, sealed by a fucking judge showing that it's a pedophile. She sat there and said that she don't have the proof that Menace fucked his brother. So how can you take her serious on this shit that supposedly KSN said that he did? I mean, that's some serious shit.
She had me get into her Facebook on a stream and scroll. And then all of a sudden, little stuff was coming. I was like, wait a minute, what's this? And it's like, it's all my fault. Christy my girls don't deserve to be called liars. I did it. I got to tell my parents. He literally talks about it. Now, Menace, after 3 nights, hasn't said anything until somebody else says, you know what, this shit's weird. I'm out from all angles. I don't care about this shit. I get on for fun. And he says, oh, it was about his marriage. No, it wasn't. He said he was going to call CPS on himself and let them know it was true because his wife did not deserve it. CPS took his kids and his wife. But he started working on himself. It's been 6 years he's been trying to get his kids back, changed his life. You don't go to therapy and you don't do everything you can to try to get your life back if there isn't something, because CPS takes your kids from you.
Well, I mean, I've known kids that's gotten taken for some petty shit. And I have seen people go to therapy and get their life straight to be able to get their kids back. So, yeah, I mean, anybody that's going to lose their kids is going to do everything that they can to get them back.
And you know this, Harley, people who are innocent get convicted and those who are guilty get let go sometimes, especially when you got money and you spend $50,000 in a military trial with a civilian defense attorney instead of using a regular Army attorney. So I look at it like this. All that aside, I only wanted to ask you, were you told that I set you up with that phone call?
To answer that question, no.
All right. That's exactly because if you said yes, I just wanted you. I knew you were off the internet. I'm not that invested in it anymore. I thought I had to do the right thing because, like you said, I wasn't going to sit on that shit for no 3 years. But if it was true and you said yes, I had it fired up on my laptop so that I could show you the proof that I had nothing to do with setting you up. And I had nothing to do with any of that shit. And let it go. And that was it. I wasn't asking like, hey, Harley, we're going to be friends. Nope. I just wanted to find out because it started coming back and surfacing again that, oh, well, Laurie, what a good friend. She don't start shit, but she set up Harley. I'm like, where the fuck did I set up Harley anywhere?
To be honest, I've not gave it a second thought since everything's happened. Like I said, anything I said on that phone call isn't something that I wouldn't have said on a panel myself.
I'm not even worried about
Menace
that.
did reach out to me a year ago when I was down at my mom's and apologized, and that was that. I mean, I've not thought about it or nothing like that or been involved in any of this whole fucking weirdo fucking music, country rap, whatever shit.
I was done with it too, but when April first came and she goes, hey, did you set up Harley? And I was like, what are you talking about? And then all of a sudden in my comments tonight, some bitch brought it up about, oh yeah, you don't start shit, but you set up friends. I'm like, what the fuck are these people? And then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, Laurie, it went all over. They told Hillbilly, they told this person, they told this person. I'm like, you know what? There's only one person I need to ask. So I talked to T Dam. She goes, Laurie, I can't just call her. And I said, you know what? Let me text her and I'll see if she wants to talk for just a minute. So when you did, last night I was with T Dam and I was going to see if you want, but you were asleep. Mm-hmm. So today I said, you know what? Before it gets too late, it is New Year's Eve and I didn't know if you had plans. I said, I got to just keep trying and see because I just wanted to know because no matter what, I tried to stand up for you before it was blown up by Menace and Tim and all the anger against the guys. And I was like, no, it ain't going to, she's off and it's done. But when I heard that people are saying that I set you up, I was like, I have got to see if she was told that and if she believes that. And when you said no, it's good. I just wanted to make sure you had the truth. And I know YouTube doesn't even matter. It probably didn't matter to you. But I wanted you to have the truth and everything. So otherwise, you and baby girl been doing good?
Yep.
Okay. I am sorry. I don't know what happened, but I do know your loss over the summer and all that fake baby shit with Brookie crap. Yeah. I do, like I said, I did tell Hillbilly, at the time, I told him to tell you my sympathies, you know what I mean, and prayers.
That was a blessing in disguise, to be completely honest.
Well, I didn't want to pry, and I didn't even ask him, but I saw that shit Mama Payday was trying to troll like they're together, and I'm like...
No, that ain't a troll. That's funny to me.
Yeah, I just thought, man, bitch, no, you just buried your husband. You think this is a troll? You look like you're a fucking whore because you're so desperate. They call you Mama PayPal behind your back. Everybody does. And you suck ass. And only reason people hang out with her is because her son was connected to Upchurch. So, yeah. But I don't know if it's a troll or not, but she's pathetic. And I was like, I did reach out when it happened, and I said, sympathies to you and him. And he said, thank you. And it's just, you disappeared. And I wondered if something happened because of that with your, your body or something happened. But when I saw Hillbilly around, I was just like, okay, something else is weird going on. She's gone. And I let it go, and I made sure I never bothered you. But then this stuff started popping. I was like, oh, no. I want her to know that no matter what, we did have a genuine friendship, and I did not ever set you up. Yeah. And I just wanted you to know that. That's it. It did probably matter, but I wanted you to know. Yeah, like I said, I've not gave it another thought since it happened. The whole... the thing over all that, it was a blessing in disguise, and everything worked out the way it needed to work out. And I wish Hillbilly and Mama Payday the very best. John leaving you alone and everything being okay? We get along great now, actually, and good. Are able to, so everything's great with me. So you guys are both happy and doing good? Yep. Good. I'm glad to hear that sincerely, and I do wish you the best. And like I said, I didn't want to bring you in this. I just wanted to get you up and tell you where that was coming from, lead up to it, without all that other bullshit. I didn't want it on you, but I wanted you to know that the way Menace is telling everybody this bullshit, I started to come back around, and I'm like, before I put anything out, I wanted to ask you, because you were the one that mattered if you thought that. I didn't give a fuck what anybody else thinks, but I wanted you to tell me that if you thought that, I wanted you to know it was never true.
It's not that big of a deal, Laurie. I'm recorded on calls every day when I work, so I don't say anything that I wouldn't say publicly. So
you don't work from home anymore?
Yeah, I do. I'm just saying I'm still recorded on calls every day that I work.
Oh, I know Tim too, but yet he's accused of using his job to dox people, and it's like, they don't even realize all he could do is the benefits. If you know of any job, each department has the only thing that they're allowed to access.
Yeah.
You know, if you're a bank manager or a teller, you're not allowed to get it. You don't have access to the bank manager's information, his files, but people want to still do the drama and talk shit about people. It's all about views. If you got the most views, you're the most targeted person.
That it is.
Tim actually, Tim rose from the ashes and ended up doing amazing, and he's still a target by a few, not the majority. So, and I was like, when you disappeared after, I was like, I thought that it hit you pretty hard about the loss. And so I understood that. But then when I saw Hillbilly around and it was joking about Mama Payday, I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah. And I'm like, well, she got off of here, and that was for the best and good for her.
Yeah, I got off of there because, like I said, YouTube is like a fucking set of bald-ass tires in the mud and it ain't going nowhere. So it's the same shit every day, and it's crazy. It's
toxic, and it's a waste dump. And if there wasn't good people on here in my little circle, like on my little channel, I would probably be done too.
Yeah.
And when it stops being fun, I don't even do my videos, karaoke or my food videos very often anymore. That's how much it lost a lot of fun. But Maka stood by me through a lot, and we have an actually good time when we go live. So I do my 2 or 3 days with her, and then if we do that lately, that's my personal shit. We're lucky to do 1, maybe 2. Like this week, we're only doing Friday.
Yeah.
So she wants to do more with me and stuff. It's just trying to stay positive and get back on there with everything I'm going through in real life. I don't want these jealous haters who hate their lives making it so bad on the rest of us who are already, and I don't want to be somebody's financial thing that can't get a job on their own. And so it's hatred.
Yeah.
There's still people that still are saying they were never about drama that are still in the drama.
Yeah.
Talking shit even on the... And I'm like, it's even people that said they left around me and Tim for drama, but they're in it still. And I'm like, yeah.
That's it is, isn't it? It's diabolical, but
it is. So,
that's why I just walked away from it.
And
that's why I just walked away from it. I mean, I'm obviously not hard to get a hold of. Hell, you were able to get a hold of me, but I have no interest in it.
I agree. I can feel you, girl. And you went through a lot last year too, or this year. So I don't blame you. And like I said, I just wanted to make sure. I wanted to find out if you thought it was a setup, and I was going. And then it was like, wait a minute. She called him. She would know. After we were talking, it hit me. How could she think it was a setup if she called?
Yeah. Yeah, I called him. He didn't even know I was going to call him that night. So it ain't no big deal to me. I've not lost any sleep over any of it.
All right, girl. Well, tell little one she better stop growing so fast, because, man, the changes in her face, holy shit. I didn't even recognize her. She looks 16.
Yeah, some of them pictures, she definitely looks like grown, but...
The one in the field with the daisies or the flowers?
Sunflowers, yeah.
When I saw that, I was like, holy crap.
Yeah,
and I forgot that she was only 13.
Yeah. I forget sometimes, too, that she's only that young, as old as she acts sometimes and is grown, but...
And taller than you, it looks like.
That don't take much, though.
That's
There's
true.
5-year-olds
I
that
think,
are damn near taller than me.
yeah, I have a pair of shoes I think are taller than you.
Probably.
All right. Well, look, I know we lost touch. If something ever happens and you just need to talk, you know I never betrayed you and put your shit out. I never doxed. I never put anything out that I knew of you. If you ever just need somebody to talk to that you know you can trust, but you want a different thing, I'm here for you. Just know you know how to get a hold of me.
I got it.
All right. Well, Happy New Year to you and little one, and I hope you guys have a better New Year.
You as well. I appreciate it.
No problem, Harley. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.